Good morning. How are you? My name is Detective John Kimball. I'm a cop, you idiot. I'm here to ask you a few questions. I want them answered immediately. Who is your daddy? And what does he do? Your live. I'm two. Poop. Good morning. My name is Elliot. 2 L's, 2 T's. And my last name starts with a B. I love spring. I've always grown up with the sounds of songbirds in the morning. And it's my favorite thing. If I have a lot of favorite things. And if I don't, then it's really up there or synonymous with the one. It's funny how if you were to turn it to sex, I just want your brain. The name malicious and I burn every track, clips and J Timbala. Now how heavy is that? Ain't nobody love. There ain't nobody love. Ain't nobody love you like I do. Just something special about you. What you're experiencing right now is my refrain. I'm usually listening to music at this part of my day and singing and grooving. That's Blackish for dancing. It's Blackish because that's what white people call what black people do. And I'm not black. Except when it's convenient or inconvenient for whoever's discriminating against me. Oh. My coffee looks black too, but it's not. It's got brown sugar. Fuck me. Yeah. But anyways, I'm here instead. Because I guess that's my mood. And as an example of the changing tides. I'm a notoriously good talker. Infamous, even. I say that like that because, keeping with the theme, my abilities have more or less made me criminal. You speak good. I get compliments when I perform well. Good monkey. Or you want me to do something, or my skill can be identified as your doing. Or like or as an excuse to get me to do what someone thinks I should do. But when it's inconvenient, it's my curse. It's my undoing. Remember, one of the most in my face tellings of this kind of experience was I was traveling with what I thought friends were, not friends. To people's credit, people just because you call a thing a friendship doesn't make it a friendship. Most friendships don't float. They poke holes in ballasts and sink if they run into the tip of things. But if you say that, he's not talking about me. True friend. / I'm never passive aggressive. I don't really think that way. I'm not. It's like sarcasm. I'm not really good at it. I was when I was like a teenager or younger, because I'm funny. And that's how you be funny, by being rude. And then I dated a really lovely woman. Like 7 years ago, something like that. And she was like, I don't get sarcasm. And I was like, and it like gave me cause to wonder why. Because it wasn't intellectual, either of the mental body or emotional body. This woman is a genius. Like all my girlfriends have been, actually. The few. And the way she explained it was just it's like, it doesn't make sense. And I don't want it to make sense. You're saying excuse of humor. And humor, this is me now, is never the excuse for bad behavior. Or mean is what I mean. Because bad is like relative. Like, I'm all about being bad. And funny too. I'm good at a lot of things. A little secret. I'm just good at whatever I do. And then like a skill share. Everybody is, just don't, like, I mean, learning how to do it you just never stop learning how to do whatever you're doing, you will never stop improving. And if you can be satisfied already, not to be better or to have a certain amount of skill, but you're like, it's just, you're as good as you are. It's never really a chase, it's an adventure. It's like climbing a mountain to the top is a letdown. But to climbing a mountain until you get to the top is fun the whole time. There's no detour that isn't part of the fun. And just because I'm good at talking doesn't mean that's what I should be doing. Especially with awareness, one can come to recognize that, like, skills are multivalent. I'm good at talking because I'm good at breaking things. I'm good at breaking things because I'm curious how things are created. And my curiosity in creation has everything to do with why stupid things exist. And if we're going to make things better, replacing things, it's destroying too. Destorying. And I've been very busy. If by busy I mean bzzz, bzzz, like a bee pollinating, not by being busy. Because when you're busy, you're not free. And coming to terms with this medium talking to everybody and talking to nobody. At best, hearing a person's text and their like love vibration. It's fucked up, but it's on purpose. YouTube isn't about community. YouTube has nothing to do with bringing people together. There's everything to do with putting people in boxes. We used to call them TVs, and then computers, and then phones, and then now they're just IDs. I cracked myself up. And if you don't, you're missing out on a lot of your laughter. Because everything funny is like funny to you. And working hard, all goodness should work. Like enough progress has been made, and the time is shifting. It's like getting at a certain part of the mountain where fundamentally the terrain changes. And you can look at it as easier or harder, but that's disempowering. Let it be easy all the time. Let it be hard all the time, and let easy be good and hard be good too. I've just been desirous of communicating my learning, and even as our capacitance for holding light, energy, electricity, they're only different by distinction, and as useful as it is to delineate like uses, because it's all the same. And like no amount, like for myself, again, I'm not passive aggressive, so which has gotten me into so much trouble because a lot of people are, I think. So when I say things, it's like often taken as passive aggressive, and I don't know why, or I haven't. And then I've learned that it has everything to do with people's ears, and it's not my fault, but it can be my responsibility. Like everything, you can't change what you're not responsible for. So if you're responsible for everything, then you can change everything. I learned that from Anthony Robbins around the time that I started teaching myself. Like 18, which is to say, it's when I dropped out of school. Which is to say, I got a lame diploma who, like you, didn't use. I'm sorry, I got distracted by the sun and the clouds. It's really rare. Like oh gosh, that's gorgeous. One or two people, souls, spirits, at most few, I've seen on this tube of you that by communicating are changing the world. By communicating are doing the do, you know? Because especially if, you know, you've had a lot of good things happen to you. We've been more or less told, you know, if you describe something, it's the same as doing it, being it, knowing it. If you describe something, it's enough to use it. And that's just not fucking true. I like a lot the example of the light switch because it's super useful. You don't need to know how the light works to fucking flip the switch, turn the lights on. I'm pretty sure I got that from Anthony Robbins too. Whom, since you don't know me, I quite like, but not everything of his. And I haven't followed him for a long time. For almost as long as I've been teaching myself, which is most. That said, right? Like describing, flip switch, light turns on, that's not explaining shit. So you can use it. But then it's not useful to go around and spout that the way light works is there's this thing called a switch. And then it's got an orientation that can be described mathematically with vectors and calculus. And with a certain amount of knowledge and skill, height, width requirements, one can dynamically, vertically attune Archimedes' lever and full power. We call it light. And it's really hard to do. Like, you see how bullshitty that sounds at 22? Except that's like the whole world. Like, embarrassingly so. It's like going to the optometrist, and after having them run their tests, they give you a number. This is your vision. And depending on what you could see on the wall under these conditions, you have good vision or you have bad vision. And then here's the solution. Come back when you can't see anymore. Fuck that, just come back. As often as I can get you here, so that you keep me busy and I keep you busy fucking doing nothing. And we'll trade paper that says, fuck all. This is how I waste my time. This day and age, we just push these magical things, buttons, and then the very complex internet and dark webs and bright webs. Manage all of that money stuff. So now, kind of a little more towards the meat of the title. I know that was a good intro. A lot of people are learning a lot, and for many, it feels more like remembering. And without judgment, although I'm a big fan of judgment, judgment is for man to do. If you've read enough and you care enough, and you put any salience in scripture, or and by scripture I just mean like that's what we call script that was written a long time ago, and uh, touches on the sacred, uh, for better or worse. That's funny for me, maybe for you too. But God doesn't judge us. Like he's, and by he, it's like a familiar pronoun, which is like the doing of Roman English. That there isn't a like non-genitive pronoun, singular pronoun, and it's on purpose. Like, for instance, father or pata, pattern, historically, initially, etymologically, does not mean dad. It more or less means parent. And it's not, it does not indicate male or female as a, like an aspect of ignorance. It's just what we do to make things work and convenient for shit that doesn't make sense, but self-serves us. God, that's beautiful. Now I'm talking about the song with the lights in. And mother, a little more familiar. Mater, ma, flow of truth. Pata, pattern and flow, form, and substance moving. It's for us to judge each other. And even then, it's not even really us. It's like, it's for love to judge. And all real judgment is not, this is what we do to you, this is what you deserve, or whatever. Judgment is like, is the combination of discernment, like sensational experience and coming together. It's like, you fucked up, in my opinion, and I'm going to judge you until you and I are judging each other and we come to the same judgment. And all souls created equal is a description and not an explanation. All of us are equal is a condemnation and a convenient way to control us. I am created equally as my mother is created, but at a year old, my mother at her age, are we equal? And then fast forward, and I am at the age where I am half her age. And at this point, I have acquired more love and kindness and wisdom in action, established. Gosh. Are we equal? Equal is something only numbers do. And only when they do what we say they do. Equal, I'll have you know, is not a very old concept. It's very new. It's not because we were monkeys and it took us a long time to figure out. It's like, they're the same, equal, yeah, made it up. We invented zero. It's that it wasn't useful. We have better ways to describe what we now call equal, but like we're all created equal. It's a great way to get shitty people to abuse others. 'Cause I'm the same as you. I have every right to abuse you. We're the same. And in being here in this place, in time, this is the cosmic now. For a long time, there are those that have matured incarnately. Where it's more like where life thus far has been about accessing lost, forgotten, displaced knowledge, hidden, covered, buried, and then like repairing, creating new pathways, warrioring. And it's not to get back to where they were, where they've been. Arrogance is like a super simple sin. And by sin I mean missed mark. In that it's like it's way off base. Like it's arrogance is again is one of two things. It's like either like, I don't know, it's hard for me to describe because I'm like, I don't resonate with arrogance because like you'd have to believe that you're better, and by better I mean like more entitled. So I guess power or control, irrespective of your environment. I don't know what the second thing was. That wasn't even the first, but that's why I don't like this fucking medium, because speaking in analogy is sometimes so fucking boring. But it's very like we're all created equal. Scary the way people advocate for everyone should know everything. If you know something, share it. Which is like spiritually one of like the most irresponsible things you can do. Because you can't be shared knowledge with. Knowledge is climbing your own mountain. Like truth, it's like no one can tell you the truth. They can tell you true things, and then you can make it true for yourself. You can find the truth within yourself. Knowledge is like that. Nothing I say here means you know it, but what I say here can like indicate knowledge. You can combine it and make like your own simulacrum of it, and that's like your unique you. Really early on in my like you're good at talking adventure, Plight, I discovered it was much easier and safer to be hard to understand than to speak simply and easily misunderstood. And that's why when I talk to no one and everyone, I don't overthink it. I just don't know who I'm talking to. And it's irresponsible to say complex things simply where it might be understood as like not a complex thing and then used simply. Ooh, switch. That's cool. When I flip it, it turns on. Let me try it. Boom. Ooh. I wonder, could I flip this switch? And then over there make the boom? Wow, look at me. I'm so smart. I invented boom. To heal the wounds, to do what we've been doing, is meant like really, really good, and by good I mean advanced, and by good and advanced I mean steps towards the infinite, the one, you know, father, mother, and union. Like, I'll tell you a little secret. 1, 2, 3, 4 is an order, but things don't start with 1. 1 is not first. Nor does 2 always come after 1. But it's a solid way to brainwash people into thinking they suck, basically. All right, at 42 minutes, if you are still with me, I'm going to risk speaking simply. The plight of the highlight. By that, what I mean is that really good people have been here living in harsh, cruel, like false judgments, abused, just punished for being good. And the only way to like sneak in under the radar was essentially to come in blank, except by what could never be removed, which is love and everything that your soul is. And just to reclaim it, to re-access it. Now, this is what I mean by the plight and the return. Like, I couldn't access and heal all the evil, which is just ignorance of good, all the bullshit, all the cruelty, if I didn't touch it in the field of in my mind field, if I didn't run my fingers through it. It's not a mistake that I'm not married or partnered or in love with someone that's also in love too, you know? Because if that were the case, we might have already been like, all right, we're good. And a lot of the fucked upness that actually our planet and our galaxy, which are sovereigns too, put out a call to be like, can somebody help like clean this out? We need a doctor. A surgeon. And a jester too. I can try. That last one, I could be a fool. I got you. And that's the plight of the highlight. I risk saying hi because the spiritual hierarchy makes people feel ooh, because religious doctrine has done a really effective job at making people believe that you serve God when it's the other way around. The spiritual hierarchy runs top down. Even top down is a misnomer. I know it's a pyramid scheme when really it's higher orders of servicing lower orders that are not fucking equal, but also not connotative of value. Or power. Like the top of the pyramid can't arbitrarily decide to get higher or to move. Like really the lowest orders have that power. The highest order has vantage, perspective, and relationship, right? It's like connected. It's been there with you the whole time, but it can't touch the floor anymore. Right? It's not grassroots. And highlight double entendre, like boom, coming along, and finding the fucked upness, and smearing ourselves across it, you know, like a poultice. So that when we bake and flake away underneath, it's a little pink, it's a little raw, but it's healed. It's good. And I'm here to say that today, anyways, that separate has been healed. What, like, being abused, for being good is old news. And what's coming in is the truth, which is like good things happen to goodness because good is just what good, you know, do. Like, good, do good, do good, do good. But that's also still what's hurting. Because when you've tried to be good because that's the only thing you know how to do and it's brought you pain, because that's the only thing that ignorance knows how to do. The challenge becomes, can you still like you've learned how to not get hurt, but not getting hurt by not doing is not getting hurt, is not winning. So can you risk still risking your heart? It's like, can you risk becoming more than you are? Which sounds like a weird thing to be afraid of, but I just said it and I was like, I already feel like so much. And then a return, the stern of the discerned. I am a really kind man, respectful. I'm not nice. I have no problem being aggressive when it comes to protecting the good. And compassion has been co opted to basically mean soft, which is fucking bullshit. Let's just keep it simple, homie. Compassion. Compassion. Together. Passion. Yo, compassion is like to be impassioned together. Some, like show your compassion. When someone's in grief, that's a passionate feeling. When someone's in love, that's a passionate feeling. Be passionate together. And sometimes my passion means I gotta kick your ass. Why not yours? And I'm not gonna surprise you. It's more like if you're a fucking asshole, then surprise, you're just gonna you'd be like, whoa, like how did I put myself on this guy's foot? Like how did I get this guy's foot in me? It's like, oh, it's like here I am just like sitting back and be like, this guy's an asshole. My foot was just footing here. And that's complicated. That requires a lot of healing because being strong without external means has been punished. You're not allowed to be strong. Not a strong man or a strong woman. We're going to call weak qualities strong, and that's the kind of strong that you can be. I'm stern as a motherfucker. But that's not the way everyone should be. I do really well with people that are not as stern as me. Because, I don't know, that's a team. You're not nice, you're rude. You want me to do what you do, not me to do you. Yeah, you look nice, but Jim look rude. You're not nice. I love that song. Yeah, rude. And then the last, returning. I think that's self-explanatory. Returning at this point is essentially a shift in the rewards of our deserving. Ward. Award to ward off. to be at front, to move towards. A reward could be like a return, a result of your towards, of your forwards, of your forwards. And to deserve, deserve is to be served. For your service. My name is Elliot, and I'm calling all good people to let good people and good things happen. My name is Elliot, and I am proverbially standing, because my ass is sitting, I'm not going to stand right now, to be brave. Just a little longer. Hold the line. And let the God be what you've got coming to you. Because you're great. Namaste. Of course, I love you.